Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker, and today what we're going to be going through is some of the parts that already arrived here for the SV. I'm not sure will I make a video on all of it, to be honest. I might just do like some form of time-lapsey thing, not in this video. In this video we're just going through everything wrong with the bike I bought, which isn't actually that much, and we're also going to check front sprocket and stuff while we're here, because I have not looked at that yet. So we're going to have a look. I do also have a new screen that will probably fit, because this painted stuff I absolutely hate. This one might be savable using paint thinners and stuff, but I also wanted a double bubble anyway, so I did buy one. Pretty much everything I've bought for this bike so far has come from sport bike track gear. The thing I'm most excited about, I know it doesn't match the color perfectly, but I don't care because I love orange. So these are the new Spiegler brake lines. They match the lettering on there pretty good actually. So, and that's front and rear braided lines. I do also have full brake rebuild kits coming for the front calipers. I'm not really bothered about the rear. I still need to order brake pads, but they'll all be coming, so not worried about that. Other than that, actually, there's not that much wrong with the bike. The chain and sprockets look fine, but as soon as I can afford them, yeah, you know what, the rear sprocket's not great. You know what, before we get into it, can I whip off the front one easily? I don't even know. I think it's just this bolt here. Let me just whip this off well, see if I can, and then we can have a look. Okay, so let me show you this. There's some of this that is actually magnificent. There's some of this stuff I've already seen, and I just kind of, I don't want to talk about it till I could show everyone. So I did notice when I was test driving it that there was something kind of weird about the shifting, and I don't know, can you see that? But the shift linkage is bananaed. Someone clearly just placed this wrong or something and just bent it to fit. Don't do that. That's properly hilarious. But honestly, the front sprocket actually looks okay. So I think that's been done at some point in the past. And I mean, the chain, once I've cleaned it, the rear sprocket's not great. Rear sprocket's quite pointy. But I mean, at the same time, it'd probably do for a while, seeing as the new chain and sprocket kit I want to get is like $200. So I might clean it, lube it. From what I can see, there's no like tight spots or anything. It actually looks in pretty decent condition overall. So we'll probably leave that in place. I wonder, is that the stock size as well? I'll have to count those later. Stock size on the S, I think, is 1544. I think, but we'll check that. So yeah, bananaed shift linkage. That can be fixed. This is actually cleaner than I expected, to be quite honest, which is really surprising because most people do not clean behind that cover. The cover itself isn't even like horrifically bad. So a pleasant surprise. Was there anything else I wanted to show you on this side? I don't think so. Oh, yeah. So I removed the front tank bolts, and you'll see the rear of the tank is actually loose, like completely loose. There is no tank mounting bolt in there. And the exciting thing about it is I did not remove that. So there was no rear tank bolt. Probably, I don't know for how long. To put it into context, that is really, really, really bad and unsafe. Because if you were to have a front end collision, those little bolts there, they're not holding anything. That's nearly like a prettiness bolt. That rear bolt is what mounts everything kind of here as a strong point. So obviously we'll be replacing that bolt. Not the biggest deal in the world, but obviously also not good. All of these, I've kind of checked everything. Everything looks okay. Nothing looks like it's taken a hit. These have obviously been on there quite a long time. Bike hasn't been ridden much. I mean, it's really low mileage. Front brakes, I don't know what year the tires are from, but I might check that. Michelin, I don't know what they're. That'll probably tell us roughly. They're definitely on the pilot roads anyway. I don't know. But yeah, so I did whip these off, and yeah, these lines, as I said at the start of the video, I have new ones, so I'm not worried about stretching them or anything. Can I focus on my nose? I can't. Oh, I did. Yeah, go nose. But yeah, I literally had a look at those pistons, tried to scrape them off, and not that they're, you know, unfixable, but the amount of effort it would take to clean them, it was actually brake crafters. You can get rebuild kits for these pretty cheap. So that's what I did. I bought both front complete caliper rebuilds. There's no leaks. Obviously I'm going to give it an oil change. I don't know when the oil was done. Filter looks pretty in good condition and everything else, but again, just not something I'm willing to risk. So that's going to be changed. Tires, I really can't decide what to do with the tires. Let's see, can we find a year? Actually, I mean, they feel good, and they heated up fine on the test drive, so I might leave those on there for the first track day, just, again, you know, a little money saving hack. So, yeah, we also mentioned this. I bought this nice zero gravity clear screen, because why wouldn't you? These are going to come off. I need to figure out what's going on under there, because clearly something isn't attached correctly. This one's fine and good and solid. And obviously this will be changed. We don't want that. Other than that, throttle actually works quite well. The front brakes, I'm going to probably get a new reservoir. I don't like this one. It's weird. I also bought a master cylinder rebuild front and a master cylinder rebuild rear, because that one is actually leaking at the back. Which in fairness, the gentleman who I bought it off told me about. Very nice man. The rear, this is something obviously we're going to have to address. I think he just fitted it up wrong. It's not a big deal. That's the backing plate off the actual brake pad, so that's very fixable. And wheel bearings front and rear feel good. I will obviously whip the wheels off and do that, and we're also going to do coolant. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. But yeah, other than that, I mean, if you look under here, actually we'll take this tank off completely and we'll have a look at the air filter, because I'm guessing it's probably never been done, so we'll just whip off the tank. And if anyone has any ideas on how to get those little densy poos out, they don't really bother me since it's going to be a track bike, but if you have any ideas how to remove those, do let me know, because you never know, I might do it, you know, might go and do that. So as with any of these tanks, there's usually some releasey clips, like a pulley. Not too bad. Now, where am I going to leave you? As you can hopefully see, yes you can, this is the airbox, and there are just regular screws. And concerningly, which, I mean, oh my god, look at the size of this spider. You are a huge wolf spider. That's so cool. Hold on, let me get the camera. For people who are freaked out by spiders, you might want to look away now. But this boy is a big boy. He's a big spider, all right. We'll use the zoom feature on the camera so I don't upset him. Look at the size of this big bozo. Look at you. Yeah, I like wolf spiders because they don't hurt people, but they do hurt bugs, and I hate bugs. I'm not a fan of bugs, am I? So, yeah, let's get this off and inspect the air filter. The air filter, I mean, it could be worse. Definitely could be better. It looks like there was a spider's nest in here at some point, but it's actually not as dirty as I was concerned it might be. So I'm obviously going to replace that anyway, though. We'll just leave this to one side for now. So you commonly get, you know, this oil overspray with Suzuki's, which obviously is no different on this one. But I mean, overall, in here is really, really clean. So, I mean, this did spend its life, at least its recent life, in a garage. So it's really nice to see everything in here. You know, if you had a really dirty bike, there'd be a lot of just junk in here. But even down here, you can see it's very, very clean. And that is my first look. I have not seen in there yet. So that's, like, I have not touched this, and it is really, really quite spotless. So all is looking good here. Battery, we're probably going to put a new battery. I'll probably put something maybe more lightweight. But as you can see, so this is where we were missing the bolt. This is your main anchor point. You can see how strong that is. It's like on the frame. And you're supposed to have a through bolt right there, which was missing, and that's really not good, because like I said, if you were to have an accident, these are just two little baby bolts. This whole thing would swing forward and possibly add to whatever misery you were feeling. So I don't know how these primary butterflies work. I'm not sure. It's something I'll have to look into. Can I get this tuned, and should I get it tuned? But yeah, I mean, other than that, honestly, there's really not much to do. It's like basic service, oil, coolant. I haven't decided I'm going to check the valve clearances yet. I'm going to do spark plugs obviously as well, because I mean, they're really easy to get to. They're right there. And then when I do the coolant, it'll be pretty easy to whip the radiator off. And you know, if it's something that when the radiator's off, I should do valve clearance checks, I'll probably do that then, because I know it's very similar to the V-Strom, which I've already done, and that was pretty straightforward. So that will probably be the plan. But yeah, overall, I mean, really, it's in better condition than I was expecting. It runs well. Everything was working other than the rear brake. I'm not really concerned about that. And you know, okay, the tank's a little bit rough, but for the money I paid for this, I paid about $1,360, $1,360, and it was a steal. And the guy who I dealt with was an absolute gentleman, like really honest, really upfront. How we got it down for $1,500 is I noticed the two fork seals were completely blown, so he knocked off basically the part cost price, which for a bike that runs that was this low already was I think very fair. I'm very happy with that deal. But I mean, overall, all the rear fairings, as you can see, very solid. I'll probably take off that rear grab handle. I'm not sure, can you just take off the grab handle? But if you can, I'll take that off for the track, because that doesn't need to be on there. And then obviously the mirrors are going to come off. Yeah, okay, let's whip off mirrors and screen. We have found something very good. So this is the mount for the mirror. One sec. So this makes more sense. I will show you. So here you have this boy, and that used to basically go on there, and then your bolts will go through it. This is supposed to be connected to the fairing mount, but as you can see, it is not connected to the fairing mount anymore because it's broken, which is fine. I don't think I actually need those bolts since I'm not mounting mirrors, but I was going to get a Vortex lightweight fairing stay maybe anyway. So if that is the route I have to go, then I might do that. But for now, at least that's off. So that's that done. Look how much better that looks. Just off the bat. Look at how much better that looks. Clear screens, people. Look at that. That's so much better. So much better. Now, and you know, it's obvious that something, I think, fell on this bike on this side, because you have upper tank damage. There's nothing underneath that's damaged. Like this isn't damaged here at all. And these are really old. There's no damage here. There's no damage here. There's no damage literally anywhere else. So I'm imagining something fell on this that damaged the tank up there, and then obviously broke this off. Because if it was to land on the mirror, that mirror has a lot of leverage there, and it probably just snapped it off. So I think that's probably what happened. No, I'm going to recover this, so I'm just going to pop that back on there until we get an air filter. I don't think I added an air filter to my list. So basically everything I need for brakes is ordered. That's done. Tires we're not going to do right now. 520 chain conversion not going to do right now. Bodywork not going to do right now. This is a pipe dream. All the stuff should be here tomorrow for this, so I'll probably do this over the weekend. Not yet. Soon. Let's talk about this. So yeah, as we dig deeper, I'm sure you know, I'll find one or two things more that I'm like, I wish that wasn't like that. But honestly, so far, I cannot complain. But you do have to expect certain times that you're like, I missed that. You know, I should have checked that better when I was checking out the bike. But thankfully, for me, the main thing for me is all I actually really tested, I had a look around the bike, obviously when I test drove it, I pulled in, had a check. You know, I saw that these had been messed with, someone, you know, had damaged the dust seal and stuff, so they probably had tried to get in there to inspect it. But like you can even see all down the fork leg that there was leaking fluid and stuff, so it was pretty easy to spot that. But I mean, other than that, this bike is in genuinely pretty decent condition. The total damage to this bike is, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not upset. Not even kind of. I cannot complain. This bike was a really, really good deal. Tyler, I don't think he probably wouldn't care if I named his name if he ever comes across this. Really appreciate you being honest and upfront. It's a good deal. Like I said, there is damage, sure. But I mean, it's going to be predominantly a track bike. So I'm not really concerned about that. And all of this is very fixable. So let me know what, as I go through brakes, forks, all that stuff, what do you want to see detailed videos on? Let me know in the comments. If you don't, I might not do a video on it, and then you might be sad or angry at me, and that's not my fault if you don't tell me. So if you want to see any of this in detail, in particular, let me know, because other stuff that I've done videos on before, I might breeze through. But if you want to see it, let me know, and then I will cover it. So yeah, that's it. That's the total damage to the SV650. Obviously, we could come across more, but so far it's looking pretty light. There's really not much to do to get this on the track. The most expensive piece, honestly, might end up being the tires. So can't complain. If you've watched, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a comment down in the comment section. It does help YouTube send my videos to everyone in the world. If you liked the video, hit like, because that tells me that you liked it. If you liked it, and yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do consider it. You don't have to. It doesn't really affect my life. Obviously, it's better if you do for me, but if you don't, then don't. It's fine. And yeah, until next time, thank you again for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my patrons. Not sure how many of them are really super excited to see an old SV650 on here, but I am super excited, to be quite honest. I'm very excited. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing out on the track. Hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. I'm aiming for, I was looking at the end of this month, but I don't know will I make that. Oh yes, actually, if you're still here, YSS shocks. I can buy a YSS shock for this with a spring spec for me for like $390. Very basic, but if you've ever dealt with YSS before, shocks, let me know, do you think that's worth investing in? Obviously in future, if I keep riding this bike, I would end up probably upgrading to something more. But yeah, let me know, YSS shock as a starter on the track and whatnot. Let me know, do you think that's doable? I think it'd be fine. It's going to be better than the stock one anyway, because the stock one is 20-something years old and not sprung for me. So yeah, let me know. That's it. Thanks again. Bye everyone. Or adios. People get upset when I don't say that, so yeah. Outro crew, what do you think of the color of my brake lines? Yay! Orange brake lines. Look at how pretty they are. Aren't they beautiful? I think they're beautiful. So if you don't think they're beautiful, I don't actually care. And also a shout out to Sports Bike Track Gear, STG, because they have lots of options for the SV650, so it makes it really easy to order certain things. Obviously, I'm going to order stuff off other places as well, like Brake Crafters, because I've used them lots of times, and also Sprocket Center for chain of sprockets when I do get those. And I don't know where I'll buy tires yet. Probably STG, because they give you like STG cash, so you can redeem it. So I'll probably try to stick with them for a lot of the more expensive stuff, just because it's nice to have rewards. And I have never spoken to them before. They don't know who I am, so this is in no way like a deal or anything. It's just I like their website, and they're actual people, not a corporation. So I will always support actual human people over corporations when I can. But yeah. What about you, Outro Crew? Would you support actual corporations over people, or people over corporations? Let me know. Bye, Outro Crew.